You can choose one of those topics. Did you read the topics?
I did.
Okay.
Let me see. Let's talk about the problem of evil.
Okay. So, what do you want to say about problem of evil?
I don't know too much about it. I was hoping you can help me understand where does evil come from.
Yeah, atheist people bring this problem as a rejection of a god, a specific god, which is all powerful, all merciful, all knowing. They say that if there's an all loving god, an all powerful god, then there cannot be evil. But there is evil. Therefore, there is no such a God. So this is the problem of evil.
Okay. What do you think?
I kind of agree with them. If there's an all loving God, I don't think there's a huge difference between believers and non-believers when it comes to define evil or define or call something evil. For example, torturing someone. I think both atheists and believers can agree that it's evil. There can be people they may have different opinions, but in general, that's the tendency. So why there's too much suffering on this planet is a question if there is an all loving God.
Yes, I do agree that is. I think it's not a very simple question to ask. I mean, to answer. It's very complex. Um, because I think we as humans, our knowledge is not is not. I don't think we know as much as we think we do. So, um, so it's not easy for us to understand those difficult question of, for example, where does evil come from and why is it here? I think everyone, at least once in their lifetime, wonders why is why evil exists in the first place. You know, I sometimes do ask myself that question. Um, if there is a God, an all loving God, why is there evil in the world? Um,
That's
but
exactly the problem of evil.
yes, but just because I don't understand it doesn't mean that the existence of a powerful being is not true.
That's another thing. Like as I said, it's rejecting a specific definition of a God.
Yeah,
So if no all loving God, that doesn't mean there's no God. Maybe there's an all powerful God.
yeah, yeah. So I know there are laws also that um, it's like a balance, right? Everything has a balance, and there's always a negative and a positive to everything, right? Like the light and dark, yin and yang, and so forth. So evil and good, right? Kind of a balance, kind of thing. But also, um, it's like our nature, like what is our true nature? Why do we tend to sometimes, because as a kid, when you're a child and you're growing up, um you tend to naturally do things without understanding why. There are some children that by nature tend to be more aggressive than others, and if we don't educate those children that tend to be more aggressive to control their emotions and kind of understand that this could be harmful, they could grow up to be something evil, right? So it also, I think, somehow it's in our nature to to want to also do evil. It's like a very slippery slope, right? Like like a double edged sword. Like if we not careful, anybody can instantly be an evil person. Just like everyone can have the ability to be a good person. But it's very complex to me. Like wars and poverty, around the world. Um, Even though some have the means to end those things, we still don't stop it. It's like there should not be starving babies around the world with all the resources everyone have.
Yeah, there shouldn't be
Um,
kids being raped. There shouldn't be kids dying
yeah,
in wars. There shouldn't be anyone being tortured. Yeah.
yeah. But in my personal belief, I do believe there is a God, but
Oh,
I don't understand why things are the way they are. That's where I am. I don't understand why the things are the way they are. Um, and the only way I believe maybe I can have the answers is if I become more spiritual. If I stop thinking with the flesh, like with my mind and my logical, mind, and start to see things, like spiritually, where spiritual eyes, maybe I can have the answers to my questions, like why is evil here and why is evil allowed to do whatever it wants freely in this world. So that's where I am right now. But I know there has to be a greater existence. I know that for sure.
you know that for
Um,
sure. If you want, we can talk
yeah.
about this one.
Okay.
Yeah, how do you know that there is, there is a God? Let's say.
Because I don't know. Sometimes when I look at my life, I know there's things that I see that couldn't gotten. For example, let's say that there had to have been a divine hand in play to prevent certain things in my life from going bad. It was very easy to see that. Let me give you an example. Like um, I was working, and let me see if I remember. Um, at the time, I didn't have a car, so I would take. No, no. Let me see if I remember. Wait, I have to give you another example because I don't remember that one. Let me think. Oh, okay. Um, no, I don't want to talk about that because then it becomes personal. But I'm just going to share. I just want to say that somehow there has been a divine hand like protecting my life from going bad. That's all I have to say. And some can call it miracles or whatever they want to call it, which I think is true. There are miracles in life, but I do believe that because just like you or some other people, I was like questioning everything. Right, I was a skeptic and things like that. Of that nature, and just because I did not understand, why was this happening? Evil, for example, that's the big question I have. Like evil, that's the thing I always like to focus. But when I saw those things happening in my life, that what they say, right? Like one time it's a coincidence, then two times it's like, okay, what's going on? Then the third time it's like, no, that's a fact. It's no longer a coincidence.
You don't want to share, but I want to know at least this one. Do you think that those things happen in your life are like something impossible? For example, it's like as if one car started flying in front of you. It was such miraculous.
I think the circumstance the chances of going in my favor were very low.
How did you
So
calculate that?
because of the outcome and the situation that I was in,
Yeah, but there
it's
are good
like,
outcomes and bad outcomes for all of us
let
in
me give it.
every scenario, right?
Yes. Well, let me give you an example. Let's say you're driving
Okay.
and your brakes stop from working, right?
Okay.
You're driving, let's say, very fast down the highway, uncontrollably. Your brakes don't work. You cannot stop, right? Normally, that highway, let's say it's rush hour. Normally, that highway is very busy. But somehow, on that exact moment in time, the highway was not busy. So you have plenty of time to slowly slow your vehicle and come to a complete stop.
Yeah.
And as soon as you come to a complete stop, everything
Yeah.
has to work as normal.
Yeah.
I
And
don't think that's a
like, how can you say that it's not a coincidence? Like, there are times that highways are not that much busy, and there are times that they're busy. So, if it was just not busy, how can you say that it was a divine hand? Because you think God is controlling the traffic all the day because sometimes it's not busy, sometimes it's busy. So that means God is controlling the traffic?
no. I think that, like I said, normally, for example, at 6 o'clock, the highway is always busy because it's like
Always.
rush hour. Yeah, everyone is trying to get to work, so it's always busy. But somehow that day, and I'm miraculous, it was not busy, and it was the day that your brake was not working.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying God controlled the traffic. Be like, okay, I'll stop the traffic so you can stop safely. But I think there had to be something divine that prevented you from crashing
But that's your
because
assumption because you like it was not busy. The road was not busy, and you think it's divine. And there are very natural reasons why sometimes highways are not busy. Maybe there was an accident behind you or
correct.
in front of
Well,
you
yeah,
or whatever. I
yeah. Well,
mean,
yeah. That's exactly my point. There was something that happened that prevented the highway, to be busy. That allow you to safely stop.
yeah, but that cause is not divine. That cause is just, natural cause.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I understand because if it happened once, anyone would have that reaction. Oh, it's just a coincidence, right? But like I said, let's say if it happens again, not exactly that way, but a different way. Like let's say you go on a family trip and you go hiking, for example,
Mm-hmm.
on the mountains, and um, seconds before, um, like after you walk a certain path, there is an avalanche. This just missed your family, and you look back and you say, "Okay, what's going on?" This is the second time that it seems that my life could have been in danger, and miraculously, I was able to walk away from it. And okay, maybe the second time you're still like doubting, and if it happens the third time, then I don't think then that's when you can start to question if it was divine or not. And when you start to question those things, then you start to look for your purpose. Because I believe that every person in this world has a purpose. Some have like a greater purpose in life, like a big calling, and some don't. But every purpose is equally important, I believe. So we walk around this world, and I believe we have a job to find out what is our purpose. And that purpose could be to serve, that purpose could be to do anything. But It has to be a purpose. Yeah.
So, do you know or are you aware of every danger that you're in? For example, let's suppose you're at your job, you're going to walk from the hall, but you just chose another way. And if you were going to go there, maybe it was slippery and you were going to fall and maybe you were going to die, but you didn't. And you're not aware of this situation. And do you know how many times you chose another way and you just save yourself without knowing it? You don't know. Probably many times. Or maybe not many times, but let's say a few times, but you didn't see that. You're not aware of the situation. And it happens for all people, right? If you were going to, you know, get on that bus, maybe you were going to die, but you even don't know that. You don't learn that. Or if you were going to drink water, maybe there was a problem with the water and you were going to die, but you don't know it because you didn't choose that one. And that's very normal because there are dangers all over this planet, right? And somehow we're managing, we are getting over all those risks and we're alive, but we die also. We die because of accidents. A lot of people die because of accidents. And
Yes.
there are a lot of things that we don't catch. We never
Yes.
catch. Maybe I
Yes.
was going to die 50 times in my life.
Yes. I think I agree with you,
Well,
but
let me
one
finish
thing.
this one.
Oh,
Like
okay. Okay.
these things, when these things happen, and when you realize the risk, then you can be like, wow. And maybe that's why you feel like, wow, it's divine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I just want to say that I agree with you, but I would like to add I think the difference is when you are aware of something, when you become aware. Because let's say there's a cup of water, but you know there's poison in that water. You know that if you drink that water, you're going to die. But what happens when you drink that water and you do not die? And then you give that same water to your friend next to you or whoever next to you. You say, drink that water. There's poison, but you could drink it. I drank it and nothing happened to me. And that person drinks it and he dies. That's the difference to me. That's when you start to think, oh, okay, why did he die and I didn't die? What's the purpose behind that? Is to, and I think, and I think, like you said, there's a million things that can happen to us every single day that we do not know. The minute we get up, you could slip and fall walking down the steps and break your neck. You don't know. But when you are aware and you know for a fact that if I do this, the outcome is going to be death and you do not die, that's when I believe something special happened.
Yeah.
And if
But do you have
and
such
let's
an
say
example?
I did have an example like that, yes. I don't want to share it now because I mean it's a little personal,
Okay, okay.
but
I'm not gonna force you on that one, but then it's useless to continue about this one. I mean, like proving God's existence through some personal experience is already like very, problematic. And when people don't share it, then it's even useless to talk. So
no, but the examples are there and the outcome is the same. That's what I'm saying, so
maybe that was
but
not the case. Maybe there's something that you didn't catch. So that's why I cannot
yeah.
analyze your situation. If you give an example, that will be another thing, not the exact thing what happened to you. So
No, the miraculous um outcome is the same. Something miraculous happened that made me believe it was divine. Just like the examples that I said. If the examples did not match, or if it wasn't like miraculous or divine level, I wouldn't even be. It wouldn't be in comparison. But it was it was to that level. It was the same where it made me question life. Like, okay, there has to be something
Mhm.
beyond, out there that we don't know about. That's all.
But as I know that people exaggerate things, people miss a lot of things, they don't see
Mhm.
a lot of things, and they can be convinced about the case. So anyway, I don't know
I
your case. Maybe you're right. Maybe it was divine. I don't know.
I don't know either, but but it sure seems like it. That's what I'm saying.
Um,
And I'm in the pursuit to find out if it was divine or not.
but do you think that God wanted you to know that He exists? What do you think?
Yes, I think so
Okay.
because
Mm-hmm. So why then it's really in a complicated way? Because it's open to some suspicions at least. Maybe you're not suspicious, but it can make a lot of people suspicious. Why your God is working in these mysterious ways?
that I don't have the answer to. I don't understand that either. Like I said, I think we as humans we don't I, we have a lot of questions with little answers, and some people tend to, because they feel rushed to have an answer, they just give it anything. But I think that we have to look past our um, logical mind and enter a spiritual world. I'm not quite sure how to do it. There's like different cultures and different beliefs that have their own way of doing things, like entering into that world. I mean, the spiritual realm. But I believe I believe it's important for us to at least try to entertain that, in order to have, or to seek, or to seek the answers to these questions that we don't know the answers to. And it's not easy, it's very difficult. So for
Uh,
that, I don't have the answer. No.
I see, I see. But I don't believe that there is a spiritual world.
No, why?
I don't have enough evidence for such a world.
What makes you believe there's no evidence?
When I say I don't have something, it's not about belief, it's the fact. For example, if I don't have money, then the question would be so weird if you ask, what makes you believe that you don't have money, right?
No,
I
no,
know
no,
that I
no,
know
that's not
that
what
I
I'm
don't have enough evidence
no,
for.
that's not what I'm asking. Like, if you don't have money, that doesn't mean that there's not money.
No,
That's just
sure,
only
that's true. That's true.
that
That's
only
true.
mean.
That's
Well, that's
true.
what I'm saying. Just
That's
because
true. But
you
your
like
question
spiritual,
was, what makes you believe that you don't have evidence?
yeah, yeah, because
That
you're
was the
saying you don't
question.
believe. Okay, okay, you're saying that you don't believe in spirituality because there's no
Yeah.
facts.
I
And I
never
was
said that.
saying,
No, no, no. I said I don't have enough evidence. I didn't say there are no facts.
well, you okay? Well, you're saying you don't believe in that because you don't have enough evidence.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
That doesn't mean there's
so
no evidence, or that doesn't mean it's false. I mean, that doesn't mean
okay,
that there is no spiritual world. I just don't
okay,
have
so
enough evidence. That's why I'm not convinced that there is at least one.
okay, and I said, what makes you believe that? Because there has to be. So what evidence do you have that leads you to think that way? There has to
Uh,
be something that
think
leads you to
in
think that way.
think in which way? Because I don't have a belief here. So when it comes to not having a belief, like it's not about thinking, it's about knowing that you don't have something and you're not convinced of a statement, which is there is a spiritual world. There's a statement, right? There is a spiritual world. Okay. I'm
but
not convinced
Mhm.
that that's the case. And the
but you believe.
reason I explained, I don't have enough evidence to start to believe in that.
Okay, so you don't, so but do you have evidence there's no spirituality?
I don't have for that also. I can't claim that there is no spiritual world.
Oh, okay, so you like in the middle. You're not sure if there's a spiritual world or not. You're not either denying it or accepting it.
Yeah, you can say that.
Okay, okay, okay. Okay, I understand now. That sounds good. Yeah. But again, a lot of people. I was in that journey as well. And what made me question everything was those circumstances that I was in. And after I walked out, I was like, okay, this is. It was like my logical mind couldn't explain it. So I was like, okay, if all that I know cannot explain what just happened, there has to be another way that can explain it to me. And that's what led me to seek, like, okay, I hear people talking about the spiritual world, like I was like, okay, what is that? What how do you enter that? How do you like explore that world that people call it is spiritual, spiritual. Um so I think in my path that I have learned so far, I don't have all the answers. Like I said, I'm still exploring it and learning. um I feel that there's more to the flesh, um and it's worth exploring it. Like when you fast, you don't eat for for 10 days, and you strictly focus on, like, on denying your flesh. Something special happens. I think you start to tap into something unexplainable. It's not easy to explain. I was able to fast for almost 7 days, which I didn't think it was possible. But when I was fasting, I felt that when I went to sleep, somehow I was in deep connection with my dreams. And it wasn't just like regular dreams. I was interactive in my dreams. I was interacting with my dreams. I had control of my dreams. And in not only my dreams, like also when I was awake, and I would go into deep thought or deep thinking. Some can say it's meditation or prayer. I will feel, it's hard to explain, like
Sorry,
out of
sorry.
body.
One point, but so far, it doesn't sound spiritual. It doesn't sound divine.
I'm not saying the spiritual is divine. I'm saying
Okay, let's
spiritual.
forget about divine. But so far, it doesn't sound spiritual too.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
because you're
learning.
talking about dreams and having deep dreams or more vivid
No,
dreams.
no, 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 no. I was saying that when I started to fast, because spirituality is just not your out of body experience. It's things that that doesn't involve your, like, your physical, or your physical well-being, right? Something that you cannot explain. And that was part of it for me. It was my
Yeah.
dreams, having the ability to do things that I wasn't able to do. And also while I was awake, and I would go into a state of meditation or just deep thought, I will feel, this is the part that you didn't let me finish. I will feel somehow that I wasn't in my physical body. And not only that, um, it sounds a little crazy, but it's not crazy at the same time. Like, do I explain it? It's very complicated for me because it's something that I experienced. It was new for me, so it's not as simple to explain, um, until you explore it. So
I want to say something about these things. I understand that people experience different things, but just because they're not able to explain, they tend to call it, something spiritual. But I call it that's an experience which is new to them. And I'm sure that people will have experiences when they change their way of living. You're not eating, right? And you start thinking about specific things because you're doing it for something, for a purpose. You are not like forced by someone not to eat, right? You're doing it in purpose. And that's something else. And when you think deeply every day, or when you concentrate, when you meditate, sure, you'll have different experiences. But just because you're not able to call something or give it a name, just because it's new to you, I don't know, it's maybe not fair to call it something spiritual. It's just something new. Imagine someone didn't train his body, like never, okay? And take this guy and start training him, like, make him, lift really heavy weights, okay? Then his muscles will have pains. He will feel it for the first time. That will be different to him, right? So maybe that's something like that, your experience.
You see, and I like the example that that you just used. You know why? Because for everything, right, there's a process. Just like when you are trying to have you working out and you're trying to improve your physical body. During the process, there will be things that you're going to experience that will let you know that this is what happens when you start to work out. Just like in the spiritual path, when you start to take that journey, there are going to be things that are going to happen that you were not going to understand at first, but that tells you that you are in the spiritual, in the process, right, of learning how to be a spiritual being. And that is what's happening as I trying to pursue that process. And fasting, according to a lot of s- you know or history, is one of the ways that you can tap into that spiritual world. Because when you do that, you're neglecting your physical needs, and you are almost like you're feeding your spiritual hungers rather than your flesh. So I thought that, or I believe that that was something that came with the process. You start to experience things that it's hard to explain because it's almost like it's not logical. Certain things, you're like, okay, you're trying to put a word to things that you don't understand completely. So it's not as simple to explain to anyone if you yourself don't understand what's going on. So that's what is happening. It's not that simple. Unless a question I have for you: have you tried to experience those things yourself? Like, um, seek in order to know the answer. Have you completely tried to seek
Which question?
those? The question is, have you tried to seek or do the things that will lead you to the spiritual realm?
The thing is, I'm sure that people have different feelings, experiences when they meditate, okay? And I don't want to experience that because I know that I will experience something. And to me, it's all natural. Because when you train your brain in a specific way, you can get specific outcomes. And to me, it's nothing. I know that my body can do that also. Like if I train my body in a very specific way, then I will get some specific results. Okay. Like in those spiritual worlds that I hear so far from the people, many people, they give me nothing. They just say it's an experience that I cannot explain, and you have to experience it to understand it. If you don't understand it, if you cannot explain it, to me it's bullshit. because it's so ambiguous. Like you're not giving me anything. The spiritual world, okay? Well, what are the specific things about this world? And I don't
No,
have to be inside
well,
something to understand the reality of that thing. It may be something very
yes, you do.
natural, right?
No, mm-mm.
An
No,
experience which
yes,
is
you do.
very
You know why?
natural.
No, you do. Let me give you an example.
Okay,
Let me give you an example. Your same example that you use about working out, right?
okay.
If somebody tells you, okay, when you work out, right? No, let's say you know the process, right? You said like, okay, when you work out, your muscles are gonna be sore a couple of days, and blah 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 blah. But the guy is telling you, you will not understand the amount of pain or how your muscles are until you do it yourself. It's one thing to say, I know this is going to happen, and the other when you say, I experienced it.
What will happen?
The, ex- the experience is very important when you
Yeah,
when it comes to
but
coming
let's
to
be
a
specific
conclusion
because I need specific examples. What will happen exactly? One example.
of what the spiritual
Yeah,
or
in the
what.
spiritual world, when you train yourself, when you meditate, when you
Okay,
practice it, what will
everybody
happen?
have my understanding is that everyone has a unique experience. Every
Unique.
person experience, yes, it's not the same. For example, my experience is not going to be the same as yours. Your path and my path is not going to be the same. So therefore, in order, I could tell you what I experienced, right? I could be like, yo, this is what happened to me, blah 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 blah. But it's not a guarantee that's going to be the same for you. You could say, okay, in my pursuit to the spiritual world, I did this and this, that, but it was completely different than yours. It was harder for me. Let's say, for example, it was harder. Instead of 7 days of fasting, I had to fast 10 days. And only then I was able to tap into something spiritual. You understand?
How do you know
So
that it was something spiritual?
that's what I'm saying. If I tell you, for me, it took me 7 days to feel somehow that I was in the spiritual realm, right? And you say, okay, tell me what you did so I could do it and experience the same thing. And then you go and you start doing the same thing. But it doesn't take you 7 days, it takes you 10 days to enter the spiritual world. You understand?
Yeah, okay. Just because you have a feeling and you call that I'm in a spiritual world means you're really in a spiritual world? What
I
if when you start
think
feeling differently, you think that, oh, wait, this must be the spiritual world?
no, because the reason why I know or I feel that is the spiritual world is because it's something completely different from what we experience in our flesh.
Hmm.
You understand?
Yeah.
And and that's something that you can only tap in when you are when you are really doing the things that will get you to those results. Because if I want to be a athlete, right? I have to do everything that will require me to do to get to that, to be a athlete. I cannot do half of the workout and pretend or expect to be an athlete. I have to be 100%. And then once you do it, you understand. You say, okay, once you start doing it 100%, you understand that this is what it takes to be an athlete. That this is an athlete. You can actually call yourself an athlete. That's the same. That's in anything. If you're going to study to be anything, right? You have to be 100% into it. You have to study 100%. You cannot do 50% and call yourself a scholar. No, you have to do 100%, and
These
then
are
once you
steps for creating excuses when people cannot experience such things. Yeah, and if someone says, you know what, I tried, then your answer is ready. You just didn't do it 100%. You didn't do it in the right way, or etc. So,
no
like, these
the,
sounds
the, the
like
no the
only
recent
excuses to me.
no the you start asking questions, right? Because I'm not going to just out of the blue make up and say, "Oh, you didn't try, you didn't do 100%." No, I will ask this person, "Okay, what did you do? What was your daily routines? What did you study? What? How many times did you practice that? That and depending on the answers and looking into this person's life, I will determine that this was not 100%. Why? Because I know what it takes. I know what it takes. And if you're not doing what it takes to reach a certain goal, you lazy people will always tell you, or anybody that is not doing 100%, they would always tell you, "Oh, I'm doing my best," right? But the only way you can know if that person is doing the best is by looking into their daily life, their daily routines, what they do, blah, 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 blah. Once you look into that, then you can easily determine if they're doing 100% or not. And you can tell that person, you might think you're doing 100% because right now, the 50% or the 80% feels very impossible, feels very hard, but that's not even close to the 100%. So a person that has already walked that path can easily guide the other person into 100%. And that only comes with experience. If you do not have the experience, you cannot guide nobody. You have, in order to have a complete answer to certain things, not everything, but certain
Okay,
things,
well,
you have to have the experience.
let's again like choose to look at it in a different way because it's hard to confirm if someone did it 100% or not. Like, to me, I want to see the difference. Imagine a person who cannot sleep at all, never ever in his life, okay? And he doesn't know what is dreaming. And you explain, like, you explain what you do exactly. You're saying, oh, you know what, you have to sleep. You're sleeping, and then it comes. So if the person cannot sleep, then he will never have that experience, right? That's an experience. Dreaming. And what we know about dreams, we know a lot of things about dreams, but there are also things that we don't know. But what are the dreams for us? These those are memories and our consciousness combining all those things, and but when we wake up, they're mostly useless. They can be useful in very particular cases. For example, if you have some psychological problems, if you go to a psychologist, maybe those dreams can help your case because our dreams are connected to what we experience in our daily lives, right? So, yeah, that's why they can be important. But in many cases, they are useless. For example, if I'm a normal person, if I had a dream that I was flying in the sky, that dream won't help anything. I will not start thinking that I can fly, right? And if you think that, that's weird, right? Or if your friend is like doing something evil to you in your dream, okay? Maybe you will feel a little bit weird that day if it was like a nightmare, okay? But it's weird if you go to your friend and say, "Hey, you are a terrible person because you did this to me in my dream." That would be also funny, right? So that's why I said like dreams are useless, like because it happens while you're sleeping and it happens inside your brain. Okay, and to me, that spiritual world is not different than dreams. Having dreams, like it's about your brain. It's inside your brain. It's your experience. I believe that you are having an experience, and I understand why you're saying that people have different experience. And again, people have different dreams, so this is also explainable. And to me, it's not different than that. Is there anything more about the spiritual world? For example, two people can enter the spiritual world and can communicate? Or in the spiritual world, can you really talk to a god?
Those things I do not know the answer to people who have died
Okay.
before, but I think that somehow you can connect because it's much deeper than what we think. Because we have to be there's levels to everything, right? It's just not, like, okay, you entering this and you completely, immerse into spirituality. No, there's levels, and sometimes it could take you years or decades to even reach a high level of spirituality, to have a complete understanding and and communication with beings that we do not understand. Um, I do believe that is possible. I do believe that there have been people that have had the ability to 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 talk or
Why do you believe in
feel,
that?
just because in my journey, the little that I experienced, not even being in a higher level, told me that there's so much, just a completely different world, um, that I did not know anything about. And that experience, that's why I'm telling you, that experience is very important. To not everything you need to experience, but there are some things that you have to experience it in order to have a better understanding of what the matter really means. And when I did that, like I told you before, I didn't really know anything about it. I was just trying to understand more of the world and what I have experienced. And in my journey, when I was doing that, and the little that I was able to tap in told me that there's a whole world that we do not know about. And I recommend to anybody that doesn't know about spirituality to seek the experience, to
Yeah,
in
but
order to
so
really
far,
understand.
again, it sounds really useless to me because, I ask you specific questions and I didn't get answers, at least desirable answers. For example, yes, you can talk to God. Yes, you can communicate. Yes, you can talk to dead people or other things. So,
No, I didn't say that, people. I
yeah,
said yes, you can talk to God
but
or feel the presence of God, but I didn't say anything about talking to
okay,
dead people.
but that's something you cannot prove, I think, because just because you experience something and you think that it's God, that doesn't mean it's God.
Well, well,
Again, I'm sure you can feel, you can experience something, and you may think that it's God, but to
but
me,
but but
it's not the
in, in,
evidence of God.
yes, but like I told you before, it's just not me doing these things. There's always
Huh?
have to be a guide. There has to be someone that has the knowledge to tell you what is it that you are experiencing, right? Because I cannot
But
just
just
say
because someone tells you that, oh yeah, wait, you will experience this. If it's similar to this, that means it's God. That doesn't
no,
mean it's
no, no, no,
God.
no, no, no. It's not that simple. Just like when you start to work out, right? I'm good. It's a very good example. When you start going to the gym, you need a coach. You need a personal trainer or
Hmm.
someone or somehow a guide to let you know what muscles that is. Why do you feel that way? Why do you feel sore, right? What's the purpose behind that workout? How many weight you're going to lose and how long it's going to take you? All those things, right? You need someone with the knowledge and the experience to let you know exactly
Okay.
the things that you are experiencing,
Very good,
right?
very good,
So that's what I'm
very
saying.
good, very
That's
good.
what. So,
Let's go on the same example. Let's suppose that that trainer told you that if you train like exactly those muscles in your belly, okay, you will get those muscles, and the trainer is explaining how they exactly look like and a lot of details about those things, okay? But if he says that those specific muscles are not muscles that you know, they are angels, they're different. They're like magical muscles, and they're angels. Angels are coming and entering those specific places, and they're staying there. And trainer knows all details about those muscles, how you will get them, what you will feel exactly, the pain or sore, and like anything, any detail he knows. But he has this conclusion, and will you say, "Oh wait, okay, he's right. Hey, I'm training, and I feel everything that he told me. He knows everything." But that conclusion must be also true. What I'm trying to say, yes, like a person who had the experience before can tell you what to do and what you will experience, but that doesn't mean his conclusion is true about the thing that you experience. And I told you, I believe that you will experience something. But
Yes,
it's
I
like
do.
having a dream. You're seeing angels in your dream, and you're saying, hey, man, you know what? There's this dream world, and there are angels in it. Okay. I mean, how can I use that?
Wait, but if if a but there is a dream world, right?
Yeah, there is.
Okay. Now you have to explain to that person that okay, there's a dream world and this is reality, right?
Okay.
So there's always has to be someone that can help you understand your journey, what you are experiencing, right?
Yeah.
So that's when someone with the knowledge, I mean, that's it, everything. If you go to the medical field, right?
Will you answer the trainer example? Because that's why I gave that example.
Oh,
Example.
okay. So what was your example again? Your question
So the
regarding the
trainer
trainer?
can be
You said
so knowledgeable about the muscles that you will get, and he has that conclusion: those muscles are indeed angels. And again, he knows every detail, how to get them, how you feel, you will experience all those things. He knows everything. He's a very knowledgeable
okay.
person.
Yeah. So you're saying the trainer is saying that the angels will get you those muscles?
Yeah, they will enter those muscles when they appear. And he knows how to get those muscles. He's really knowledgeable about getting those muscles.
You see, getting the muscles and being knowledgeable about it, okay. But the other part about the angels getting that
Yeah.
muscle is nonsense. You know why?
Yeah. So what if that's the
Because
case? What if someone teaches you how to experience God, but maybe that experience was not a God, just an experience, and the trainer wanted to call it God?
no, because every experience, like I explained before, is unique, right? It's
Okay.
completely different from the from
That
your
makes it
neighbor's
even
experience.
worse. That
Why does it
makes it
make it
even
worse?
worse because it like you're reaching a world, but like all people are experiencing something different. It's like dreams. For example, if we both have dreams tonight, they will be different, right?
Yes,
So
but
it's kind of different
they still
worlds.
no, they still having dreams though. Different unique dreams, but they still having dreams. That's the point. If I tell that's what I'm saying. If I tell you, yo, I believe in dreams, and you say, how can you say that? And I say, well, because I had a dream and there was somebody that was had the knowledge enough to tell me what was that I was having, experiencing, right? And they call it
What was
dreams.
that? So again, like when they say that was it, that doesn't mean no. Like here's the problem. Let me ask you the question. Do you think that God is outside of your brain?
What do you mean? I don't understand your question.
So, do you believe a
Outside
God
of
exists?
my
You
brain.
already answered this, right?
Outside of my brain. I believe I believe God is everywhere. I don't think he's
So
just
that
outside.
means most of the part of the God is outside of your brain.
Well, if God is spiritual, of course, he's not in my brain. As a thought, you saying or
No, no, not as a thought, like existence. If all we die, God will die.
no?
Okay, so then can we say that God is outside of our, body?
Well, in the spiritual realm, he is. Yes, of course.
Okay, let's put it aside. But if all we die, God will continue existing, right? According to your belief.
Yeah. Why would
So then
he
I can
die?
easily say that. So it's not related to our brains. So if all those things that you experience is just happens in your brain, like the dreams that we are having. For example, you see aliens in your dream, but if it only happens in your dreams, can you say that aliens exist outside also? I mean, outside of my brain. Can you say that?
I no, I cannot say that
Yeah, and
because
that's why if you experience something and you call it God in your meditation, let's say, because you experience those things in your brain. And does that mean that thing is also outside of your brain?
it can be. It
Can be,
depends on other. It
but
depends on what is it that you're dreaming about. If I tell you I dreamt about a car, right? Driving a car, and then you wake
hmm
up and you walk down the street, voila, there is a car
there's a car. What about
outside of my
unicorns?
dream.
You
Well,
dreamt
no,
unicorns.
no. It depends. See, it depends on what you dream. There's
Yeah,
imagination, right?
very
There's
good.
imagination too, right? People can imagine things and dream
Mm-hmm.
about things and
Okay.
blah blah blah, and be creative about things. Right? Be like, okay,
Yeah, but that's
I'm going to
possible
imagine this.
to have a dream that something doesn't exist outside, right? For
Yeah,
example,
but
dragons, they don't exist outside, but you can have a dream
no,
and you can see dragons
no,
in
no,
your
no.
dream, right?
But no,
So
no.
the
Okay,
question is,
okay, okay,
how do you know that God is not a dream?
okay. Another thing about dreams, right? We have to understand the subconscious, right? Because sometimes the things that we dream about are things that we absorb or our mind absorbs through our subconscious, and we know about those things sometimes to thoughts or dreams. You said dragons. There's a culture that believes that dragons existed, right? You go into Asia, Japan, and all those things. It's part of their history that dragons at some point were real, right? That's how we somehow came to know about dragons, right? So just
Need
because,
to know about dragons?
yeah, how do we see certain things? We come to know about things because of other cultures, and sometimes you don't even know that you're learning about a culture until you start questioning what is that about. For example, dragons. Who came with a bright idea to out of the blue just talk about dragons or make a picture of a dragon, make movies of dragons, right? Like where's that coming from? And when you dig a little deeper, you you find out that is some cultures believed in dragons before, of mythical beings spitting fire from their mouth and stuff like that. That we have experienced, but other cultures, according to the culture, they have, right? But again, when it comes to dreams, right? Just because certain things, right, that we dream about, right? Some can be completely new, to the world. Then you're like, okay, this for sure is not in the real world. This that I just dreamt about is not in the real world. But the other stuff, the streets, the building, the mountains, the trees,
Yeah.
even the wind that I felt in the dream are real because are real things that I experience in the real world. You said something interesting about flying, right? You said, okay, I have a dream about flying. That doesn't mean that I cannot fly in the real world. And I
That
tend
doesn't
to
mean you
correct you.
cannot.
I tend to correct you. In the dream, you were probably flying with no assistance, right? You were just flying in the air, just like free like Superman, right? You just flying. But, right? But it doesn't mean it's not impossible. You could come to the real world and come with ideas to create things that can help you.
Come on, that's so cheap. So
Why is it cheap? What?
it's
It's gonna
cheap
help you
because
fly.
you're making it similar, but it's not the same thing. So you're flying without a
No,
tool in your dream, but in reality you can't. That's why you're creating the tools. So that's why I said just because you do something in your dream, that doesn't mean you can do it in the real life in the same way. Sure, you can do it
no.
with the tools. That's cheating. So, for example,
What I'm
you said like a Superman. Like, if let's say that you are throwing laser beams through your eyes like Superman in the movie, can you do
Mhm.
that in real life? like laser beams are coming out of your eyes and it's destructive. You can't do that in real life, right? So that's why like I want to like come to the point where we are talking about God as you accept that there's new things that you see in your dreams and you're sure that they don't exist in real life. What if God is something like that? And yes, you experience when you're dreaming also things, a lot of things, and it feels even so real in your dream. And when it comes to your meditations, your practices, trainings, you experience things that they feel like very real, but it's in your brain. So what if it's like the that thing that you dreamt in your dream for the first time? What if it only exists in your brain and not outside?
Well, that's what I told you before. That's the difference. The difference is that it's just not in your brain. It's like everywhere. And when you are awake, when you that's what makes it special. That's what makes it spiritual and divine. When you are in reality, you're not dreaming anymore, right? And you are aware of things that obviously will have a outcome that like we used before, right? Like if you drinking that poison water that has poison, right? And you drink it, you know the outcome is going to be death. But you somehow drink it and you do not die.
I'm sorry, I won't, but I can't go with that example because you didn't give me the real example. Again, I don't know the conditions, and that's why I cannot criticize the story that you had. Maybe it's something very simple and you missed a lot of points from that example, or maybe it was something, you know, the way that you
So you're
explained.
saying that example cannot be real, the one that I'm saying right now?
Yeah, that cannot be real because if there's a poisonous water, okay, um,
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That those that's what I was talking about. Those miraculous situations
you
is
believe that
what
it was miraculous.
lead.
What if I bring a bottle of water and I prove that it's poisonous, but I also say, wait, I will pray for this guy, and then this water won't affect him. I can scam. Okay, I can use tools and I can make half the bottle poisonous and the other half is just normal, and you will not be able to investigate that. I'll give the bottle, but I will change something in the bottle, and that won't be poisonous for the next guy. And voila, I created a miracle. So that's
No,
why,
yes. Well,
uh,
no, well, you are right. There are a lot of scammers out there
yeah.
and people that tend to lie and make false claims and things of
Hmm.
that nature. But I'm talking about people that have a honest experience, right? That
But what if they were scammed and they didn't realize that? Yeah, like mostly people don't understand what's going on, right?
have you heard of what is called like people call it a have you heard of testimonies of medical doctors about
They can
people
be even
coming back?
wrong about things.
Who can be wrong about things?
Those doctors can be wrong about things too.
Yeah, no, you're right, doctors can be wrong too because they're human just like we are. we
Yeah.
we we not gonna completely be correct in everything,
Mm.
right? So but when you have a large percent, right, of doctors saying this person, right, in several instances, right, just not the same, this person was pronounced dead. There's nothing we could do. This person is going down to the morgue. He's dead. But to their surprise, right, they come back to life.
Yeah.
And not only do they just come back to life, they come back with a testimony of what they saw when they were dead.
That
Okay.
doesn't explain anything to whatever they had. The dream that they had is again useless.
It's not. Wait,
So,
wait, 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 wait. You know what? You're wrong. If
uh,
you are dead, You cannot have a dream,
What if
right?
the person was not dead when he was having the dream? So you said he came back to life. Let's suppose
Yes.
at that moment there was no pulse and other things, and doctors say, "Oh, this person is dead," and then something happened, okay, and then after that, the guy, you know, didn't wake up, but he was sleeping and he had some dreams, and then he woke up. So
No,
and
you
so, what
see,
about
you
this
see.
dream? What
Wait,
can
wait,
you
wait.
do
But
with this dream?
okay, but you see, this is where we have. This is where the problem. Here's the problem, right? I normally like to seek knowledge, right, and know about things. And in order for me to have honest answers to my questions, I have
Hmm.
to be open minded, right? I cannot be close minded and dismiss what someone is telling me, right? I'll be like, oh no,
Oh,
it was a dream, or oh, the doctors didn't check him right. He was still, alive. No, if I do that, I'm
you don't
shutting
believe in that?
down.
You're dishonest.
No, no, I'm not.
You're
No, that
close-minded. No, right? Come on.
no, no, no. I'm not saying that. I'm saying not even if you're not even trying to understand or explore that, right?
Yeah.
I say you are close-minded because you're not listening. Because that's what I tell you before. If we have professionals, doctors, right?
Yeah.
Let's say 80%, right?
80%.
They 80% of doctors telling you they have their own experience with a patient that came back from the dead after they were pronounced dead
Yeah, but like,
to
why are
to
you
wait wait wait
taking
wait
this story?
wait wait
Like, here's the thing.
wait wait wait
Very simple
wait wait
question. No, no, no.
wait wait let me finish
No,
wait
no,
let me
no, no,
finish
no.
let me finish.
No, I'm holding this question for a long time, please. How many cases there are that when a person dies and many doctors come and check to be sure that the person is really dead? That doesn't happen in general, right? A person dies, probably one doctor, even mostly not a doctor, checks, oh, dead. Okay. Like, do you think that when a person dies, there are like 20, 50 doctors coming and checking, hey, you know what? Hey, Edward, I'm not sure. Can you check this guy if he's dead or not? Okay, I will check. Oh, he's dead. Okay, wait, but I'm not sure. Come on, Jack, please come and check this patient is dead or not. Because I checked. I think he's dead, but you should check too. So, like, do you think that such things are happening?
Now to
Okay, but you're
finish,
telling me
so you
this.
got wait. I will answer your question.
Okay.
Normally, for doctors to pronounce someone dead, there has to be a certain amount of time that had to happen. It's just not like 1 minute or 2 minutes. It has to be like 10 or maybe 15 minutes, right? For that to be this person is dead, right? Once they pronounce someone dead, that means this person is getting moved out the room. They unplugging machines. This person is no longer with us. They determine this person has been dead for 15 minutes. No
Mm.
heartbeats, no response, brain is dead, no activity. Boom. Everyone already is entering into a new process, right? That is about, okay, now we getting this person to the morgue. This person is dead.
But
But in the
as you
process,
explained the process, there aren't many
no, that
doctors
is
coming and checking the
look,
patient.
look, once they are pronounced someone dead, they dead, right? They waited 10 or even 15 minutes or so long. This person is
They
unresponsive,
waited.
brain dead, all those things. Yeah, sometimes they do have to wait, because
Alright.
sometimes stuff do happens, in some cases, a doctor might come and do something and bring that person back to life. In rare cases,
What
but
if
it
they
does
didn't
happen.
wait? What if like the doctor was so hasty and he had something urgent at home? He didn't care that much. He didn't wait that much. He just checked the pulse and it was not giving response. But that may happen for people. We have a lot of cases like that. It may stop for 2 minutes even. Okay, then voila, it's back. And maybe he was just at that time checked and he was okay, yeah, he's dead.
Okay,
Okay,
okay.
take
Hey,
it to the
hey, hey,
morgue.
hey, hey. No, no. You know what? You can be right. That could that's. that can be true, but
And
you
what
cannot
can be
just.
true also, if like he had a mistake, and after that the guy came to life, people will say, "Hey, this person resurrected. He was dead for 1 hour, 2 hours, 5 hours, and he came back. That's a miracle." And all people will just repeat the same thing, like they will get a huge hype, and then it will be impossible to convince logical people. Even it will be hard.
No, and I do agree. Sometimes there are mistakes that doctors make, and they thought this person was dead when this person really wasn't dead. I
That's a
do
good
understand those
opportunity
things.
for believers.
No, 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 no. That's true. That could be all those things, right? But a open minded, like I said before, someone who is open minded will not dismiss those things just like, okay, it had to be a trick, or it had to be
Okay, mistake.
that the doctor made a
Yeah.
mistake. You explore, right? You explore, like, okay, let me look into this really, to know what really happened in order for me to really
How can
have
you
the
do that? Did you
answer.
do that? Did you do that? Like so? How do you know that you're
Yes.
not dismissing
Well,
the option where doctor didn't make a mistake? Like, how you're convinced that like the doctor was 100% correct?
like I told you before, sometimes when they normally there's a time limit,
Normally,
right?
what if it was
When
not normal? What if it was like the case that I explained to you? What if
what
doctor was really hurrying up for something? Maybe he
and
had a
and and
meeting.
and I told you, what did I tell you? There are some cases that is the case. I never denied that. I say, yeah,
Okay.
there are some cases where the doctor does make a mistake and all this stuff, but there are also some cases where protocol was followed by the book. There was no
Mhm.
mistake, and there was no denying this person was dead, was pronounced dead. The nurses came and checked him. The doctor came and checked him. They unplugged the machines. Again, no brain activity, no pulse. This person is completely
Are
dead,
you sure
right?
that there are such cases?
Huh?
Are you sure that there are such cases? So you're saying that, yeah, it's possible that a patient was diagnosed wrongly by a doctor, and that's possible. You're open for that. You're open minded for that. Okay.
Yes.
And
Look. I
the other
look
one,
into it, and I know that it happens. But somehow, when I tell you, right, I'm open to upset, to understand your point of view of saying, yeah, there are some doctors that do malpractice or make mistakes, and they think this person is dead when this person is not dead. I'm able to say, yes, that is possible. In some cases, that's the case. It's been a mistake of the doctor. But how I
mm,
say that I'm able to say yes and you not able, and you not able to
oh,
say yes
oh
to
no,
my point.
that's wrong. That's wrong. That's totally wrong. I'm not able to say wrong is a wrong statement. Okay, I can say, yeah, maybe that happened. Maybe they're right. Maybe the person died. Okay, and
Okay, now you're saying it.
somebody
Okay.
came to life. Even if I can accept that, that doesn't mean there is a God. That doesn't mean there's an afterlife. That doesn't mean God sent him back to life. It doesn't prove any of those things. So, and that's why you should wait. You
but
should wait,
but
and
but
you
how
should
can
say,
you
wait, how can this happen? Maybe there's a
but
lot
how
of
can
things
you
that we know about our biology. Maybe we missed something. Maybe it's working in a different
okay,
way. So maybe the explanation
you
is
look
natural.
look look, you are right. You are right in those things, right? But when you hear the testimony of the person that came back to life, not just one person, I'm talking about most of the people that have a near death experience. That's how they call it, right?
Yeah.
And they tell you what they saw, right?
Mm-hmm.
While they were dead.
Yeah.
If I'm open minded, I'm not going to deny their experience and
Yeah.
say, oh, you must have been dreaming. No, because if I do that, that makes me an ignorant person.
No,
I'm
that
going to
makes.
listen. No, I'm going to listen, and I'm going to try do the best that I can to
Mm-hmm.
understand what really happened.
To me, it's
And
not the
even
best
if
thing.
wait, and even if I do not understand, it doesn't mean it's not true.
Well,
There's a lot of
sure, it
things
doesn't
that
mean it's true,
do what.
or
Well,
it doesn't mean it's
yeah,
false, also.
yeah,
But
yeah. Well,
Why
exactly. There
then?
you go.
Why then
Ex-
you're not trying to search more and more? Because like people are telling the same things is not a good evidence to me also. Why? Because people listen a lot of stories about near death experiences, okay? They at least anticipate what they can see if that's true, okay? So people already have a knowledge about that, right? So if they were dreaming at that time, okay, and maybe like they were half conscious while they were taking them to the morgue. Maybe that there was a speech, and maybe that they felt like they're taking them to the morgue, and maybe they felt or they thought that they died. And many other things can happen, and maybe because of the fear they can remember those stories about near death experience, and they can experience those things, but still,
now,
it's not the proof of afterlife
yeah,
and other
but
things.
but but again, you assuming, right, that everybody knows about near death experience.
Not
Not
everybody.
everybody knows. Well, yeah, I'm
No,
saying not
not.
everybody knows about that. They don't even understand what, because
That's
the,
true.
because just like you, there are some people that don't believe in God, don't believe in miracles, don't, and most of those people that had the near death experience were people that were atheists, didn't believe in God or nothing.
Most of them they
But
were atheists. Come on,
yes,
come on, come
you
on,
see,
come on.
why is it hard for you to believe that? You closing again your doors,
No,
right?
I'm not closing, but like it sounds
Yes.
very suspicious. Come on, come on.
If- but look, if you, again, if you have your open
Believers
minded, right?
don't have like believers are more than the non-believers on this planet. If something true, then there must be more experience coming from the believer side, and you're saying that most of them are non-believers. That doesn't even hold the numbers.
But I'm not saying it's common. That's another thing. Don't get it
Even if
wrong.
it's not common, still numbers
It's
are
not a
again.
regular occurrence. That it's going to happen. No, and it tends to happen more. I think I could be wrong. It tends to happen more to people that don't
let's
have
accept
any
let's
idea
accept
of what's
atheists
going on.
are having more those experiences. Again, what if and just because they're atheists, that doesn't mean they don't know about those experiences, right?
No, they can know about those experience. Yeah.
They
Well,
learn, right?
yeah.
Maybe they
Some might
become
know.
more
Wait.
fearful
Wait.
at that
Some
time.
might know, and some might not. That's the point, And I'm because sometimes you have to take the word of the person. You cannot. That's what I'm telling you. You cannot dismiss it just because you have a different belief. If if you dismiss it, that makes you a close-minded person. If you
Nope.
are an
That
open-minded
makes you a
person, you will
skeptic
not dismiss
person.
it. No, a skeptic doesn't dismiss it. He's questioning it, but he doesn't dismiss it. A person that dismiss it, it's like, oh no, that's impossible. It cannot happen. You must have been dreaming. No, that's a close-minded person
Yeah, that's a
that
close-minded
doesn't.
person. And let's don't talk about close-minded people here because they're not here right now. Okay. So why we're talking about
no,
close-minded people here?
no, we talking about that because we were
Why?
talking about
Because you think that I'm
we were.
close-minded. I think.
No. I'm not
Then
saying.
let's don't waste the time while talking about close-minded people. Then, okay,
Okay, I
if
was
that's
bringing
what
that up. Okay, I was bringing that up because it appeared with certain things you don't give it you have
oh,
a,
you were
a
lying.
already a no. I said it appears. I didn't say that you
Appears.
were.
Come on, man, say something directly. Don't be afraid. Okay.
I'm not. What?
Well, you're saying you appear to be dishonest, close-minded. You appear to be stupid. You appear to be blah blah. So that's not a good language. Come on. If you
Well, I
think that
cannot.
I'm close-minded, just say it. Like, think you're close-minded. Okay.
But I'm telling you, it's not what I thought. Why are you telling
Uh,
me what I thought?
if it's not don't, then it's useless to talk about it. If you don't think I'm close-minded, then why we're talking about close-minded people then?
Oh my gosh. Okay, let's move on.
Yeah, yeah. But Still, it's the same thing. Like it doesn't mean there's no afterlife. Just because they have an experience, all it doesn't mean also that oh that's true that there's an afterlife. So anyway, yeah, that's what I want to say.
Okay, got it.
Maybe that's enough. It's late for me right now.
Yeah. Well, thank
If
you
you want
for
to
the
add
opportunity.
something more, you can add. I won't say anything over what you said.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I just wanted to share my thoughts. And I just wanted to say thank you for the table and giving me the time to just share my thoughts. That's
Thanks
it.
for joining. Oh, but for
Yeah.
clarification, are you aware of the pin message here?
Yes, I saw that you were you going to post this into your
Is it
YouTube channel.
okay? Still, it's okay for you?
I mean, I don't care.
Okay.
I mean, I don't care. You know, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, then.
What's the name of your YouTube channel?
Oh, it's also written there. Mindful skeptic.
Oh, it's the same name. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
same name. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. I might look it up then. No
Okay.
problem.
Thanks. Thanks for joining. You can catch me anytime. I
Yeah,
mean,
sure.
we are frequently here. Abdullahi, I'm so sorry. I didn't want to interrupt this specific conversation because it was mostly all about spiritual world, and I didn't want to change the topic. But next time, if I see you, I will take you.
Are
Oh,
you also
wait.
trying?
Oh,
Are you also
Blackstone, is it
what?
you? Okay, okay. So, sorry, what you were saying?
Oh, I was just gonna ask. You speak Spanish?
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, a little bit. Oh, okay. You trying to learn Spanish?
No, that's not like trying to learn, but yeah,
Okay, okay.
your
No,
native.
that's it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's my
Okay.
mother tongue is Spanish. Yeah.
Aunque
So,
lo siento, no puedo debatir en español contigo en este tema. Es difícil para mí.
pero hablas muy bien español.
Oh, gracias, gracias.
No hay ningún problema. ¿Cómo te puedo llamar? Si,
En español,
tu nombre.
mindful skeptic.
Oh, ok. Ok, está bien. No hay ningún problema. Ok, bueno, pues ya me voy. Ya es muy tarde para aquí, por acá para mí.
Okay, okay. Thanks again for joining, and thanks
Uh,
for allowing for the YouTube.
all right, no problem. Thanks, man. Bye.
Bye bye. Take care.